If you've been feeling like AI is just reshaping everything, almost too fast to keep track of, well, you're definitely not alone. It seems like every single day there's a new headline, right? A new breakthrough, or maybe just a really big new question about how this tech is going to fit into our lives. And that's exactly why we're here at the Deep Dive. We try to take this huge stack of info articles, research notes, and just pull out the most important bits, the real insights for you. So our mission today, we want to cut through all that noise, give you a bit of a shortcut, really, to being properly informed about some pretty pivotal AI developments happening right now. We're diving deep into 3 really significant shifts from just this past July 2025, that are, well, they're really shaping AI's future. And what's so compelling, I think, is that these aren't just random events. We're talking a major U.S. policy move, a really groundbreaking corporate strategy, and a big healthcare funding round. You might be thinking, what do those even have in common? But we're here to show you how interconnected it all is, how dynamic this whole AI landscape is right now. It's genuinely fascinating stuff.
It really is. And what's truly insightful when you look at them together, government rules, company mandates, healthcare investment, is how they reveal this crucial shift. AI isn't just like another tool anymore. It's rapidly becoming, well, almost the unifying infrastructure across society.
Yeah, like a new operating system.
Yeah, something like that. It's kind of forcing all these different sectors to adapt, or risk getting left behind. So by looking at these things happening all at once, we start to see this common strategic challenge popping up, one that affects pretty much every part of our world.
That's a really powerful way to put it. Okay, so let's unpack this. Let's start with that first big development, the one signaling maybe a new era for U.S. AI governance.
Yeah.
So July 21st, 2025, big news, the launch of a U.S. bipartisan AI task force. And what seems pretty noteworthy, maybe a sign of its ambition, is picking U.S. Representative Blake Moore to actually chair this new national task force.
Bipartisan is key there, too.
Exactly. And the stated purpose, right, is to align federal AI policy across some really critical areas. We're talking education, defense, workforce development. They're trying to strike that really tricky balance, aren't they? Fostering innovation, letting things move fast, but also putting up some guardrails. Responsible development, things like data provenance, algorithmic transparency, making sure AI grows safely and, well, accountably.
Yeah, and what's fascinating there, especially when you zoom out and look globally, is the context. I mean, for a while now, the U.S. has been seen as maybe playing a bit of catch-up on federal AI rules compared to, say, the EU.
Right, the EU's been quite proactive.
Exactly. And China, of course, has been moving at, breakneck speed. So this task force, it isn't just a domestic thing. It could actually set a pretty significant tone for global AI governance going forward. They're supposed to give recommendations later this year, I believe.
Okay, that brings up a really critical question then. What do you see as the biggest hurdle for this U.S. task force? Is it like getting Democrats and Republicans on the same page? Or maybe just the sheer speed of AI, making policy obsolete almost before it's written?
That's a sharp question. I mean, yeah, bipartisanship is always a challenge, right? But I'd probably argue the biggest hurdle is really that pace of innovation. Crafting policy, it's slow, it's deliberate work. But AI, it's changing in months, sometimes weeks, not years. So the task force needs to come up with recommendations that aren't just, thorough, but also flexible enough, adaptable enough to actually stay relevant.
That makes sense. It's a tough needle to thread.
Yeah.
Okay, so while policymakers are wrestling with governing AI, some companies are just jumping in headfirst, taking a much more aggressive approach to using it. Which brings us to the second development, also on July 21st, Yahoo Japan. They announced this policy that, wow, it really sent ripples through the business world.
Yeah, that one was big.
They basically mandated that all employees must use generative AI tools.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every single day.
It's not just a suggestion, it's a requirement. We're talking using things like large language models for drafting emails or reports, maybe image generators for marketing stuff, code assistants for the tech teams. Just building AI right into how they work day to day. And they're backing it up with mandatory training, usage tracking. Their goal, it's incredibly ambitious. Double productivity by 2030. It's just such a bold move. Almost unprecedented, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And if we connect this back to that bigger picture, this isn't just, adopting new tech. It's like a huge cultural experiment. Yahoo Japan is basically saying, look, knowing how to use AI isn't optional anymore. It's a fundamental job requirement for the future.
Wow.
It sets a whole new baseline, potentially, for the global workforce. They're really positioning themselves as a trailblazer here, showing how a major company is betting that AI will fundamentally change how work actually gets done.
It's just So bold. I'm genuinely curious, though. How sustainable is a mandate like that, really,
Yeah.
in the long run? I
Yeah.
mean, what happens if employees just don't really adopt it? Or what if it backfires somehow,
Yeah.
leads to burnout or something unexpected?
Yeah, it's definitely a high stakes gamble, no question. I think the sustainability really hinges on whether these tools genuinely help employees,
Huh.
augment what they do, not just add another task to their list.
Right. Does it actually make things easier?
Exactly. If it boosts efficiency, empowers people, makes their jobs better, then maybe it works. Maybe it's sustainable. But if it just feels like another metric they have to hit without a real payoff, yeah, you could see resistance. It reminds me a little bit, of the early days of PCs and offices. Everyone worried about jobs disappearing.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Instead, it just transformed roles, created new ones. The challenge here, though, is AI is moving so much faster.
Yeah.
The redefinition of roles could be way quicker, maybe more disruptive.
Faster and more disruptive. That's a key difference. Okay, so from policy and boardrooms, let's shift again. AI's influence, it's just pervasive, isn't it? It reaches into patient care, too. And staying with our July 21st theme, there was another critical development, this time in healthcare, involving a company called Everlab.
Ah, yes, Everlab.
They secured a pretty substantial $10 million seed funding round, and the goal is to expand their AI-driven preventive healthcare platform.
10 million seed round is significant in that space.
It really is.
Yeah.
So how does Everlab work? Well, essentially, they use AI to analyze just tons of different health data. Think everything from your smartwatch metrics, maybe genetic info, medical history, all of it. And then, based on that analysis, it offers personalized preventive care recommendations. The big goal here is shifting healthcare away from that reactive model, treating sickness after it happens towards being proactive, preventing illness in the first place.
Yeah, and this really throws a spotlight on AI's growing role in totally transforming medicine. Funding for Everlab, it isn't just about one startup. It's a really powerful signal, I think, of investor confidence. Confidence in using AI not just to treat sickness, but to actively, foster wellness. We're seeing more and more innovation aimed at spotting risks before they become actual health problems. And that's potentially a game changer for public health.
Absolutely. But it also brings up that huge critical question that always comes with this stuff, right? Data privacy.
Yeah.
How do we make sure that our incredibly sensitive health information, once it's fed into an AI, stays completely secure, private? I mean, that feels foundational. Trust is everything if people are actually going to use these things.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's the paramount challenge, no doubt about it. The technical solutions, data security, anonymization techniques, really strong access controls, they're evolving alongside the AI itself. They have to. For a company like Everlab to truly succeed, to really help pave the way for this healthier future they envision, public trust in how they handle that data, it's going to be just as crucial as how good their AI actually is.
Yeah.
The fact that investors are betting big here, though, it suggests there's a belief, at least, that these security challenges can be overcome.
Right. A belief that it's solvable. Okay. So let's try and bring this all together. What does it all mean? These three different things all happening around July 21st, 2025. The U.S. AI Task Force, Yahoo Japan's AI mandate, Everlab's funding. Taken together, they really just underscore how fast AI's influence is expanding. Right. Across policy, business, healthcare, everywhere. The task force feels like a necessary proactive step towards governing AI responsibly, trying to find that balance between innovation and, careful oversight.
Essential step.
Then you have Yahoo Japan's mandate, highlighting AI's sheer power to boost productivity, but also forcing us to think hard about how work itself might change for everyone. And Everlab's funding, it signals this really promising shift towards preventive healthcare, but always with that crucial need for strong data protection right alongside it.
Exactly. It's clear, I think, that July 2025 is really shaping up to be maybe a kind of turning point. It's pushing us collectively to really grapple with balancing AI's incredible potential against its inherent challenges. These aren't just isolated incidents, are they? They're like threads in this tapestry that's being woven incredibly quickly, showing us a future where AI isn't just some niche tech anymore, but, well, like we said earlier, a foundational layer of society.
Yeah, foundational. So given these rapid advances, we wanted to leave you, our listener, with something to think about. How might your own daily life, your work, maybe your health, how might it be fundamentally reshaped by AI in, say, the next 5 years? And maybe also, what personal responsibility do you have in just understanding and adapting to this landscape? Because it's moving incredibly fast, something to mull over as we all continue this journey of discovery together.